the example Angie is bringing up is that there was this lady I know who had sex with her father until she was 15. And then she lived with her father until she was 26. Right? She felt, well, at the time I had this discussion with her, she felt no animosity at all towards her father. So she'd been in this transaction with her father which was sexual for the majority of her life. And I know of another lady actually who had 7 children by her father. And a policewoman who visited her house because she was also getting physically abused by him and wanted her to press charges, and she refused to press charges. And every one of the children were her father's children. So what's the issue there? What's been distorted in both cases?
She's denying herself.
For a start, let's look at him. Let's look at the man. What's he doing?
Abuse.
He's abusing his daughter in the name of love, right? And that's exactly what these 2 men said. That, oh, I'm just loving my daughter. Right? Now, what's that? There's a lot of distortions there. I'm not saying that love is equal to sex. I'm saying inside of him, love and sex have been separated. Because if he loved her, he would never consider sexually abusing her in the first place. Agreed? So inside of him, inside of that man, right at that instance, love and sex are separate. He views sex as a separate transaction to what love really is, and he has no understanding of love. If he understood love, he would never ever abuse her in the first place. And he would never put love and sex together in that way. Right? The truth is, because it's separate in him, he can get into this sexual transaction with his daughter, right, and be totally detuned from how much he's damaging his daughter. Totally detuned. And if he's totally detuned from how much damage he's doing, is he loving his daughter? No. So the truth is, inside of that man, love and sex are like 2 polar opposites in him. And he's got some major injuries with regard to love and sex. He doesn't view them as the same thing. He doesn't view them as, if I loved this girl, I could never force her into this situation. So what he's doing is he's actually saying, no, I want my sexual urges fulfilled and blow the love of her, blow what she feels, blow her shame and all the other emotions that she has. I'm not interested in any of those. And that's a very selfish act. And that's not what I'm promoting, obviously. If he actually had a belief inside of him that love is sex, sex is love, he would actually feel, well, hang a sec, love would never allow me to harm my daughter. Even if I had a thought to have sex with her, I need to deal with this thought. That's how far he would go. He wouldn't ever touch her. But because he hasn't got that, because he's got them separated in his mind, in his heart he's got them separate, he now thinks he can have sex with her, and it doesn't matter because he is not considering her, if that makes sense. If I have a belief inside of myself, a feeling, an emotion inside of myself, that any sexual encounter must be loving to myself and to the party involved, if I have that feeling inside of myself, I would never be involved in any sexually abusive conduct. Can you see that? I would never, if I was a male, I would never rape. I would never be involved in child abuse, would I? If I felt that inside of myself. But if I feel that power is sex, which is a totally different relationship, I may do those things. So can you see, it's the distortion of love that creates the injury. It's the distortion of the truth that creates the injury.
About loving the self, so if we have an inability to love ourselves,
Yep.
but we have a partner and you have love, have sex often,
Mm-hmm.
are we trying to get So you're not having that love yourself. Are we trying to get that love from them to validate our own self-love?
Yes.
And if that is that what we call loving with a condition?
Yes.
And that's no good.
No. That's going to create pain to one or both of you. And if you think of relationships where you've been in that transaction, usually they do create pain to one or both of you, don't they? So if I'm entering a sexual relationship with a person because, for me, I believe that if they have sex with me, they'll love me, the reality is that I'm needy for love. So therefore, what's going on inside of me? Do I actually really love myself? No. Because I'm needing another person to validate the love of myself. This is my main problem that I'm working through. Right? If I need the love of another person, the sexual desire of another person to love myself, then I'm out of harmony with love.